Hi everyone, it's Mandy with an update for February 29th, 2012. The last February 29th we're going to see for 4 years. I got to go to my new RE on Monday the 27th, and I had an awesome appointment. I really liked him, actually way more than the other RE I went to. And the funny thing is, the first RE I went to back in October for a consultation, his office was about, gosh, I don't remember, like 45 minutes to an hour away from where I live. And it was in a big fancy building, and it was a huge, nice waiting room, and it was obvious that he sees a lot of patients. And just the whole appointment, it was okay, but I feel like I was one in a million. He kind of just, I felt like he was on autopilot, just reading off everything that he wanted to say about PCOS, generic everything, flipping through a little booklet with me and my husband about PCOS and what it is, kind of stuff I already knew. Of course, my husband didn't know, but, I mean, it was okay, but this experience, going to a new RE, his name's Dr. Gelbach, he was so nice, and the way this appointment went, the waiting room was really small, which has nothing to do with it really, but this is a new location he just opened up, which is close to my house, so I'm very happy for that, about 10-15 minutes away. But I got in, filled out the paperwork. I'd already submitted most of it early, but oh, well, first of all, I'm getting ahead of myself. We did a sperm analysis on my husband, which I mentioned in my last video. We got that up there about 12:45 p.m. on the 27th, and they took that right away. And then it was about 10 minutes or so before they called us back. So the nurse did my blood pressure and my weight, which I hate that part, but I mean, it was kind of good. She doesn't know, but I've already lost like 16, 17 pounds on Weight Watchers, so I know I'm still greatly overweight, though. But anyway, so after that, I got to go back with, I think it was maybe a nurse practitioner, or I'm not sure what her official title is, but she took us into her office, my husband and I, and we sat down and talked to her about my whole fertility history, like everything that's happened, the 3 cycles I was on Clomid. Oh, she even asked me about my 2 previous pregnancies. How did everything go? You know, when were they born? Were they born early? You know, I told her about the C-sections. They were both C-section, and any complications I'd had. And then we just basically went over everything you could possibly think of, including any genetic problems that might be in my family and my husband's family. And then after that, she started discussing with us the different treatment options that the office offers. And I kind of already, I mean, I pretty much already know what the treatment options are, and I had gotten prices on the phone before I even set up my appointment. But, so we went over all of that, and then after we talked about everything, then we had Dr. Gelbach come in the office and introduce himself to us and sat down with us for about 5 minutes and asked us if we had any questions at all. And he didn't seem to be worried about the fact that I'm going to get pregnant. Of course, they probably always have to be optimistic like that. But he seems convinced that I'm going to get pregnant. And so anyway, we said I had never been officially diagnosed with PCOS, as in I'd never had any blood work done. I never had an ultrasound done to confirm anything. It was just based off my OBGYN telling me that I had it based on my symptoms. So I told him that I had never had it confirmed, and he said we would do an ultrasound, a vaginal ultrasound that day. So I did tell him that I'd had 3 days in a row of, so it'd be, let's see, 16, 17, and 18, I guess, or 15, 16, 17. Anyway, I had 3 days in a row of positive OPKs, and the day I went in on the 27th, I had the most positive OPK. It was insanely positive. So I thought surely I was going to ovulate either that day or maybe I had just ovulated. So I told him that, and I said, well, when you do the ultrasound on my ovaries, maybe we'll see a follicle. And he's like, yeah, maybe we will see since you had such a positive OPK. So I went back in the office and got ready for the ultrasound, and then he came in and started the ultrasound, which I thought I was going to be really nervous about it. I've only had one vaginal ultrasound before, and it was a woman that did it, and this was a man who I just met, and I'm usually not comfortable, you know, exposing areas to men that I don't know, obviously, as any woman should be. So anyway, but since I, you know, talked with him a little bit, and he made me feel really relaxed, so I wasn't that nervous about it. So the ultrasound, it wasn't that bad. But he looked at my right ovary first, and that was okay. But on that ovary we saw, well, first of all, no follicles. He couldn't find any follicles whatsoever. And then he said, you see these little black circles on the outline of your ovary? That is what everyone calls cysts. And he says they're not really cysts. They're, I guess what it is, it's when you have PCOS, you get a lot of follicles trying to form on your ovaries so that hopefully 1 or 2 will grow big enough to where it'll release the egg. But with PCOS, apparently none of them reached that mature stage to where they release the egg. And so what you have is just a bunch of follicles left behind that are filled with fluid, and they kind of, I guess, just hang around or stay there. I really need to do more research. I mean, I've done a lot of research, but I just don't know every technical detail. But so he showed me the follicles all around that ovary. He's like, yep, this is the classic sign of PCOS. So then we went to look at my left ovary, and I thought, well, I've got one ovary left, maybe the follicle's on that one. So he kind of had to push and shove. It was not pleasant to get it in the right position to see my left ovary. And then he's like, yep, you got the classic follicle, or not follicles, the cysts, or whatever you want to call them, on this one too, and he showed them to me. And no follicles on this one either. So I thought, oh my gosh, well, maybe I already ovulated or something. Maybe that's why he's not seeing the follicles. So I said, well, does it look like maybe I just ovulated? I don't even know if they can actually tell that from an ultrasound. But he said, no, it didn't appear that I had recently ovulated. And so that was kind of a big letdown, because I was hoping to see a nice big follicle ready to ovulate. Like maybe since I got back on my metformin again and everything, got my body... Well, I haven't started any fertility drugs, but sometimes the metformin will do it for women that have PCOS. It'll get their body kicked back into gear. Plus, I've been losing weight, and that's how I conceived my second daughter, when I lost about 20 pounds. So I thought, you know, it'd be great if that was the case, but no follicles to be seen. So he said what he wants me to do is start Prometrium. I didn't even, excuse me, I feel my spit, I'm so excited. I didn't even discuss my husband's sperm analysis. Well, we were meeting in the office with the first lady. A guy brought in the results from the sperm analysis. And I guess a normal sperm count is anywhere between 20 million and 40 million per milliliter. And my husband's was 35 million with no motility problems. No, I don't even know what this means, but they said no morphology problems. I'm not quite sure what that means. So, no problems whatsoever in the sperm department. He's perfectly healthy and plenty of sperm. So, anyway, I made a list because I don't want to forget anything that I want to tell y'all. So anyway, the Prometrium, he doesn't want me to try to wait on my next cycle, because, you know, it could be anywhere from 28, if I'm super lucky, which is like never, to 49, and one time even 84 days. So he said, go ahead and start taking your Prometrium. So I did that. I started my first dose last night, and he's got me on 200 milligram capsules. He wants me to take 2 of them at night for 7 days. That would be 400 milligrams of Prometrium, and I take it orally. And I read on the bottle that the side effects were drowsiness and dizziness. So I stayed up kind of late last night. I took it around like 12:30, I think. And I was already kind of tired, but not super tired. So about 20-30 minutes after I took it, which it says take it and go to bed, and I didn't. So all of a sudden it was like, bam, it hit me. And I was so tired, I just couldn't even think straight. My brain quit functioning. And then I just got so dizzy. I was ridiculously dizzy. I mean, it was just beyond ridiculous. I tried to stand up out of my desk chair and I about fell over. And I tried to walk into the bathroom. I'm like, okay, this isn't working. So I managed to go to the bathroom, and I just went and plopped down on the bed. And that was the end of that. I don't really remember much after that. And I slept solid for like 12 hours. So evidently the Prometrium is like a sleeping pill for me. It knocks me out. And I'm going to take it here again after I'm done making my video and uploading it. So anyway, I always do my videos late. I don't know what my problem is. So the Prometrium, okay, went over that. Oh, actually, you know what? I am approaching the end of my time limit for this video. I try not to make them more than 10 minutes. It takes me forever to upload. So I'm going to end this one, and then I will go on in another video to explain what the plan is for this cycle, which I'm really excited about. So thank you so much, and thank you so much to my new subscribers. I noticed that I had a few new ones, and I really appreciate it. It's just amazing that people actually want to watch my videos and see my progress and are cheering me on. So thank you so much. I'll be back in just a moment with my next video.